it's Silver. It is Monday, July 1st. I just wanted to say a quick hello to all new viewers and an awesome welcome back. Must really go out to all my returning viewers. If you did tune in last time and decided to come back, I really do appreciate it. I'm sorry for skipping a week, you guys. I just did not feel great, and I'll try to explain a little bit more later if I remember. But either way, you can actually find me on Ravelry as Silverluna2112, on Instagram as @Silver'sTreats, and @Silver'sKnitting on Twitter. Anyway, how have you been? I've been okay. I've been good. I do have lots to talk to you about. A lot of stuff regarding the Cal happening, as well as other things happening in my life. So I should probably just get started, right? Enough delaying. So grab your drink of choice. You are knitting or crafting, and away we go. So today I'm actually going to be doing this a little bit more organic, without the bridge in my mouth. So I am actually going to be drinking a large cup of coffee. I'm still kind of waking up a little bit. More on that later. But anyway, let's just take a quick drink and I'll get started. Pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice from San Marcos, you guys. Never out of season. Okay, moving on to my favorite things. Okay, as I alluded to before, I've been kind of up and down with allergies. I have been cleaning up this kind of like nobody's business. My first favorite thing, I'm just going to say straight up, is we're having guests in a couple weekends. So, yay. You know what that means? Yes, I'm recording with them. So, yes. But yeah, to that end, like I said, I've been cleaning up a lot of, let's just say, I have a lot going on in my sinuses right now is the best way to put that. Anyway, I just wanted to say the next thing before I get started in anything else, I'm going to say a quick little something on the Stramash that happened on Ravelry a couple weekends ago. It's also part of the reason why I have not felt like recording or really commenting on the thing. Mostly I'm heartbroken by the amount of back and forth and the trying to trap people into doing things they don't want to do thing. But in this vein, I'm just going to say I stand with Ravelry at the moment. However, there is always room to improve. It's pretty much a statement of fact for everything in life. Everyone has room to fix things. All right, with that in mind, I'm going to let you know. Okay, in that vein, there's going to be a quick announcement about this in a future segment later on, especially with regards to the Ravelry boards and the along. Anywho, so let's go on to something a little bit nicer, more yummy, so to speak. The first yummy thing I do want to talk about is the fact that MTI's cousins both graduated, one from high school and one from police academy. So there was a joint graduation party for them, which was pretty awesome. It was nice to see everyone, regardless of how heat stroke I felt by the end of the day, but that's neither here nor there. Because like I said in earlier podcasts, I am a natural redhead, so I pretty much look at the sun and burn. Yeah, there it is. But what comes before that? A lot of heat stroke. And yours truly, ever since her birthday, has decided not to drink. So I was completely sober and just it was not a good situation. Just ask MTI on that one. Anyway, I did get a few shipments since the last time we talked 2 weeks ago. The first was from San Marcos. I did get 2 kinds of decaf coffee for one of the individuals that is visiting with us in a couple weekends. We did get 2 flavors for them, in the pecan fudge and the cinnamon swirl, because I hear tell those are her favorites, maybe. And while I had the orders coming, decided to get some regular as well, in the chocolate caramel, the chocolate frosted donut, and and white chocolate brownie. And there's also a favorite of MTI and mine called watermelon. Like I said, I got enough to last us for at least 6 months, I'm hoping. That's just how we do our shipments. Either way, I completely digress. Okay, so we also did have some Amazon shipments that came in as well. Like I said, since we are having guests in a couple weeks, I wanted to make sure we had enough reusable K-cups for everyone. So I did get some more of those. And since it has been a while since MTI and I have actually hand washed our socks due to lack of room to dry everything on, I decided to get this like dryer rack thing. I don't know how else to describe it, but it folds up and it's pretty awesome. And some color catchers and some laundry bags so that way I can get them all done. We have essentially what amounts to about 3 winters worth of socks that we haven't touched since I made them. So yeah, Zentia had made a little bit of noise recently saying that he really wants to wear his winter socks in the winter again, so that way we can kind of clean them, put them aside. It's something we've been meaning to do for a while, and to that end, there you go. I've done it. I will go be washing them later. I didn't want that to interfere. Wow, I did not want the laundry noises and everything else to interfere with the microphone. To that end, you might hear a little bit of buzzing in the background every once in a while as the guys have their ride-on mowers and we are in the corner of the complex, which means that they drive by like mad people on said mowers. Anyway, I am going off on all sorts of tangents, and I had a feeling I would. Let's just go ahead and move on to FOs. The first thing that I am going to mention that I finished was something that I pretty much, I knit in a day. This was what I called Go Home Scarf, You're Drunk. Basically, I knit this in a day, like I said, and this did get me 165 yards for Stash Dash. I did not have a pattern on this one. It is basically just a garter stitch scarf. I hadn't actually done a straight up scarf in a long time. And this one I think I'm going to give to MTI. He's been making, like I said, making noises about all the things that I used to make for him that I don't anymore. So that's what that came out of this one. I used 3 different balls of Lion Brand Da Vinci in the colorway Wine, hence the title. And I used a size US 11, which was an 8.0 millimeter Susan Bates straight needles, just because they were what I had available. The next thing that I did finish is what I called I Can Do the Can You? This is better known as my June 2019 Desert Vista socks. I did get 291.1 yards for Stash Dash with these. And the pattern I used on these socks was the Hermione's Everyday Sock pattern by Erica Luter. I did use a size US 1, which is a 2.25 millimeter, on 9-inch circulars for most of the socks, and then 2 16-inch circulars for the heels, toes, and cuffs as well. Or sorry, the toes and the heel. Wow. And as you can probably guess, I did use Desert Vista Dye Works Viso base in the Moulin Rouge colorway. And the last thing that I did manage to finish since the last time we talked is what I am simply calling June 2019's washcloths. I finished 3 washcloths since the last time we talked, so that does get a total of 180 yards for Stash Dash. The pattern I'm going to be using all year for these is the Grandma's Dishcloth by PJ Allen. And I am using a size US 6, which is a 4.0 millimeter 24-inch marble circs all year. And since the last time that we did talk, I managed to finish 2 washcloths, one in Knit Picks Dishy in the Azure colorway, one in the Blush colorway, and a random purple lily and cream color that I've had in my stash probably for a while. I don't have the label, so I don't know the exact colorway. Sorry. With these 3 projects finished, I have a total of 14,631 yards, or what amounts to 13,378.7 yards for Stash Dash right now. I know, I'm sorry, it's a lot of numbers, but yeah. I don't even know if you guys can hear it, but there's a dog next door to us that barks at everything. And so the guy's on the ride-on mower. Perfect timing. And I'm right by the wall where he is, so I can hear him real well. Or her, I don't even know. Pronouns, yo, they're hard. Let's move on to what I'm currently working on. The first one I'm going to mention, I have not quite casted on yet. I do plan on doing so right after I finish recording, like I said, because I did get a late start this morning. But basically, the reason I'm mentioning it is because it is pretty much all but started. So it counts, right? The pattern I'm going to be using on this one is Hermione's Secret by Kat Johnson. I am going to switch out the heels, however. I am not really a big fan of the short row heel. It does not fit my heel properly. I may try to use the heel pattern from the Vanilla is the New Black socks. I really like the way those fit my foot. And for this month, I'm going to be using Desert Vista Dyeworks Abusa Base in the colorway The Happiest Place on Earth. Again, hence why the the project title. And I am planning on using a size US 1, which is a 2.25 millimeter 9-inch circulars on this one. In case anyone is wondering, I usually do 72 stitches around to make sure I have enough fabric for my fat feet, because I have very wide feet. Anyway, this is actually being housed in my Beauty and the Beast stained glass bag by Molly Klein Designs. This is probably one of my favorite sock sacks right now. The second new project that I've started since the last time we talked is what I called Fiery Viagante. I think I'm pronouncing that right, I'm sorry. But if in case you're wondering, this is a Viagante by Martina Bam. I think I'm pronouncing it wrong, sorry. I am using Apple Tree Knits Plush Fingering, but honestly, when I do the wraps per inch, it comes out like a lace, so it's perfect for this pattern. I am using a size US 2, which is a 2.75 millimeter needle on my Chai Goos, and they are the 40-inch red lace cable. This is being housed in my TARDIS bag by the Knitted Brimstick. It's actually what I'm currently working on, so if I tend to lose the strand of my conversation, you know why. It's a little bit of an increased row every once in a while, but anyway. The next thing that did get, I'd say, a fair amount of love this time around was what I called Here Kitty Kitty socks. I am using the Afterthought heel socks by Lala of the Knit Girls, a la Afterthought Everything style, which basically means I'm knitting round and round in a tube. As you can see by the picture, I have gotten to the foot of the second sock, and then after about 36 to 40 rounds, I'm going to be doing a toe, and then I will be cutting in to do both the heels and the cuffs. Yes, quite a big plan, I know. But yeah, I was trying to get them done for the end of June for Cal, but obviously that didn't happen. Anyway, I am using Gail's Art single sock blank in the Here Kitty Kitty colorway, and I'm also doing contrasting heels, toes, and cuffs. Those are going to be done in Dream and Color Smushy in the Torchwood colorway, which is a black colorway. I'm planning on also using that same colorway for a few other socks to come, hopefully soon. Anyway, I am using a size US 2, which is a 2.75 on 9-inch circulars, just basically since I've gotten past the toe. And then I'll go on to 2 16-inch circulars for the second toe once I get there. The next thing that did get, I would say, quite a fair amount of love is what I called Stripes Abound. This is the Granny Stripes pattern by Lucy Baddock 24. I am going to be using a lot of not as heavy worsted as I usually use for this one, and I am planning on making pre-planning the stripes on this one. I am starting with the Lion Brand Pound of Love, the creamsicle colorway, which is a light orange, like a pastel-y orange. So yeah, this whole project is going to be pastel-y as well. And Bluebell, which is a pastel-y blue. I'm also using Red Heart, Sport, Turquoise, and Amethyst as well. Both of these colors kind of play really well together. I have gone through just about to the end of the second rotation of this pattern, so I'm planning on doing three stripes of every colorway, except when I've gone back to the beginning. If you look at the photo, you'll know exactly what I mean. I'll try to go ahead and on the picture, I'll put a little line across where the pattern, quote unquote, pattern rotations are, so that way you can see it. I am using a size I hook, which is a 5.5 millimeter. Oh, the next thing that did get I'd say a tiny bit of love compared to everything else is the Huffle Pride sweater that I'm making. I literally probably put in like an inch. So the photos won't look like I made much difference, but I did. I made a little bit, so it counts. But I've actually put this aside probably for at least a couple weeks until I finish a few things. I've got a box of stuff next to me that needs to get done in the month of July. So, um, the pattern that I'm using on this sweater is the Hogwarts of History pattern by Megan Regan. I am using two different colorways of Sweet Georgia Yarns Tough Love sock base. Slate is the main color, which is a gray. It's got little speckles of white in there as well. I love it. And the second colorway is Lemon Curd, which I used for the color work, and I think I might be doing a little bit of color work at the bottom as well, depending on how it comes out. I have not quite made the decision yet, so. But I have plenty of time. I'm only about 2 inches past the armholes, and I've got to get to like, I don't remember, but I did have the exact row count ready, which is 42, because 42 is the answer to everything. Anyway, I know I'm a dork. The last thing that did get a little bit of love, actually a fair amount of love since the last time we talked, is what I called SSDGM and F politeness. I have finished clues 2, 3, and I'm about halfway through clue 4, which was released on Friday. I absolutely love the way that this is coming out. It's hard to see in the photos, but there's a little bit of lace, a little bit of cabling, so fun. Oh my gosh. The pattern, if you're wondering, is the My Favorite Murder Mystery Wrap pattern by CC Allman. This is part of the My Favorite Murder Mystery knit along that I'm participating in. There's one more clue that's being released next Friday, I believe. And then, yay. So I'm hoping to keep on track. We'll see how that goes. I am using Suburban Stitcher in the sock base in the Triflers Need Not Apply colorway. Like I said, just love the way these two are playing together. I did use a size US 3, which is a 3.25 millimeter, to do the iCard cast on. Let me tell you, that was actually kind of fun. Never done it before. And then I am using a size US 4, which is a 3.5 millimeter for the rest of the shawl. Radio GaGa. So I have been listening to a couple albums pretty constantly. The first one is Pink's Misunderstood, and the second one was Outlander Season 1 Part 2 soundtrack. So I have been listening to a few podcasts as well. The first one is My Favorite Murder, of course, and That's Why We Drink, The Murder Squad, Associates Anonymous, The Wayward Podcast, Voyage to the Stars, Harry Potter and the Sacred Text podcast. So that means we are done and at the end of Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Yay! I think we start the next book in a couple weeks, so I have a couple weeks off there. Yeah. Let's see. I've been listening to Wine and Crime, The Knitmore Girls, and the Women of Harry Potter, which is a new podcast to me. So yay! Silver's book pile. I have finished a total of 5 books since the last time we spoke, you guys. There are 3 books in the Anita Blake series that I read. The first was Flirt, second one was Bullet, and the third one was Hit List. And I'm actually currently reading Kiss the Dead in that same series. The series is actually by Laurel K. Hamilton. I did finish Deep End by Kristen Ashley. And the most epic one that I finished since the last time we talked to you guys was A Breath of Snow and Ashes by Diana Gabaldon. This book, for some strange reason, took me just under 5 months to read. Don't know why, but I finished it. Yay! Oh, I'm so excited. And so I immediately started reading the next book in that same series, An Echo in the Bone. Oh, can't wait to get more into that book. Let's see, since the last time I've talked, I've also put a little bit of reading love into Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Mazzucchello, and also Mount Vernon Love Story by Mary Higgins Clark. I think I might actually be stopping reading that one because I haven't really read more than like a chapter in the past 2 months, if I'm being honest. Yeah. Anyway, Silver and the case of the screen time. I have been binge watching a ton, a ton. I've been watching the new Doctor Who, some 24, Gilmore Girls, the first like 4 or 5 episodes. A show called Murder at the Mansion, which was actually recommended by both Billy Jensen and Paul Holes, who star in the thing. So yes, on Oxygen. Also a show called A Lie to Die For, as well as Buried in the Backyard, also on Oxygen. I found the first season of A Discovery of Witches and binged that in like a day. And I've also been binge watching some Glee, of course, for some levity, I guess. And Stargate SG-1. I've been watching at least a whole season since the last time I talked to you guys. Let's see. I have also been watching a fair amount of podcasts as well. I did catch up with Adora Knits, Knit and Kitten, the Grocery Girls. I'm like 1 episode behind them now. Tea and Possibilities, the Geeky Girls Knit podcast, as well as the Knit Girls, Knit Circus, Dramatic Knits, Yarn Hoarder, Around the Twist, and Knit Sets. Oh my gosh. The more you know. Okay, you guys, it is time for a Cal breakdown. As it is the first of the month, let's go ahead and talk about the great podcaster Craft Together. This is basically a Cal that I am hosting in 2019. The Craft Together did start on January 1st and actually will end on December 31st. If you are a podcaster and would like to go ahead and host an FO thread on your Ravelry board as well as the main one, that's up to you. Chatter threads are even better. Giving prizes is up to your personal preference. If you are officially participating in the along, please go ahead and PM me directly. I will go ahead and add you to the list of participating podcasts. And what this means is that you will get your podcast banner directly on the Ravelry group, and I will go ahead and add you to the list of moderators. However, if you're not a podcaster, but you do listen to a number of podcasts like I do, and would like to go ahead and participate, just please feel free to go ahead and join in and spread the word. And if you can, please go ahead and use hashtag #TheGreatPodcaster, K2TOG, on Instagram and everywhere else. That way I can go ahead and be nosy if I want to and follow along with everyone's progress. Okay, there are a few rules. The first rule, as was laid down in the rules at the very beginning, you must be a member of the Cal Ravelry group. Now, with the Stramass that has happened with Ravelry over the past couple weeks, there's a slight rule change with regards to this. If you've actually chosen to leave Ravelry as a platform, you can still participate in the craft along. Just as long as you use the hashtag on all social media platforms, I will be able to add you to the list of people who have finished things, and I can go ahead and enter you in a chance to win prizes as well. So you can still participate if you would like to. I am trying to make this along as inclusive as I possibly can. It is within everyone's right to go ahead and leave the platform if they want to. So, yeah. And that is that on that. Another rule is that your projects must be at least 10 yards of yarn, so individual socks do count unless you finish the pair. One pair will only count once, but you can always include that hoe if you would like to. So this basically pertains to any project that you finish in 2019. Even if it's not a Ravelry craft, such as like scrapbooking, latch hooking, quilting, sewing, needlepoint, holiday baking, cleaning, all of that will count. But just so you know, you must post before and after photos so that we can see your progress. Poly dipping is allowed and highly encouraged. I actually would prefer that. If you are participating in multiple CALs with the same project, if you let us know what other CAL you're participating in, we can join in the fun too. In the case of scrappy blankets, 1 stripe or 3 squares count as an FO in this context, because quite frankly, who isn't working on some version of a scrappy blanket, or like 2 or 3? And I would like everyone to have a chance to participate and get credit for their hard work. Now, what you're here for, prizes. Okay, I pretty much have all the prizes that I think I'm going to use for this year. Mind you, this year. There's going to be an announcement about that later. I won't say what episode or when, but anyway, if you would like to go ahead and add something to the prize pool at all, please go ahead and PM me directly on Ravelry. I am Silverluna2112. Or if you're not on Ravelry anymore, you can go ahead and email me directly at silversdreamland@gmail.com. So, the prize is I am giving away 12 total copies of $10 under patterns on Ravelry of the winner's choice. I'm also going to be giving away 4 total copies of my Proud to Be Me pattern, so 1 per quarter. There's going to be a free pattern from Java Pearl Designs that will be given away every month, so a total of 12 if you haven't done the math by now. There's going to be a set of stitch markers that is donated by Colson111322. I'm also going to be giving away 3 different skeins of yarn by Nice and Knit. Thank you, ladies. There's going to be a skein of their Sand Dollar colorway on their fingering yarn base, which is 490 yards of 100% superwash merino. And then the second one in that same yarn base is the Deep Blue Sea colorway. I think that's the colorway, but it's a nice deep blue, and I love looking at it, you guys. And the third colorway that I'm going to be giving away from Nice and Knit is actually on their sock weight yarn base. 463 yards of 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. There's no name on the label of this one. However, I believe they call it Mayflowers. It's got a little bit of purple in it. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous, you guys. We are also going to be giving away a skein of yarn from Mad Fuzzy on her Pretty Tough Sock base in the Season's Greetings colorway. Let's see, from the Spotted Circus, I'm going to be giving away a skein of her worsted weight, which is 80% alpaca, 20% CVM wool. This is what she calls Paca CVM. It's absolutely gorgeous, you guys. I'm jealous of who wins that one. Let's see. Oh, Mo's Crochet has actually donated 4 individual skeins of her homespun yarn. So we're going to be giving away 1 per quarter. So from Adore Knits, we did get a winter-themed Progress Keeper and stitch marker set that we're going to be giving away. The wonderful people over at Knit Picks did donate a lot of prizes. There's a kit of a Stitch Fix and also their connecting threads scissors. We're also going to be giving away colored stitch markers with a tin as well as a yellow tape measure. The third thing we're going to be giving away is the Purple Notions clutch. Also going to be giving away a gold needle organizer. Oh, I love the way that these are awesome. Let's see. Oh, from Joanna at Stitching the High Notes, we're going to be giving away one of her enamel pins, as well as a Candy Cane Progress Keeper. From Molly Klein Designs, I'm going to be giving away one of her pink gingerbread town bags. Oh, so gorgeous. I'm so jealous. As well as this wonderful skein of caramel latte yarn. That's the colorway name. It is super pretty. I have no words. It's that pretty. Let's see. Oh, from Wee Ones, we did get a set of cute unicorn stitch markers, as well as these cute spring sheep stitch markers. To say that 10 times fast. All right, you guys, we do have a grand prize I'm going to be giving away at the end of the year as well. We're going to be giving away an alpaca progress marker from Adore Knits, as well as a physical copy of Interpretation 6. Java Pearl Designs has also generously donated a copy of one of their ebooks for the grand prize. There is going to be a $50 gift card from Miss Babs. Yay. And that's going to be going directly to the winner's email address. Let's see. Oh, Mrs. Browns did donate one of her bucket bags. So cute. Oh, yes. And Knit Picks has actually donated not 1, but 2 possible prizes for the grand prize. They have donated a set of crochet hooks as well as a set of knitting needles as well. And these are both interchangeable needles on their rainbow wood. On their rainbow wood. Oh my gosh, you guys. So this last bit is dependent on whether the winner is a knitter or crocheter, or if they do both, they're going to be winning both. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, I can't wait to give those away at the end of the year, let me tell you. Okay, you guys. We have a few new prizes since the last time we talked. We have reached over 450 FOs this month. You guys are finishing queens and kings and neither or both. To this end, I'm actually adding 3 more prizes to the prize pool. Now, at the beginning of the year, I did decide to highlight a specific designer every 50 FOs. I'm going to be going ahead and drawing for those 3 prizes in just a bit. However, for getting to 350 FOs, I'm going to be giving away a copy of the winner's choice from Hope Vickman's pattern store. For getting past 400 FOs, we're going to be going ahead and giving away a pattern from Safina Talley, who is the Drunk Knitter podcast host, one of her patterns. And for reaching 450 FOs, we're going to be giving away a pattern from Marianne Heikman. All these patterns are going to be $10 or under of your choice if you happen to win. All right, there was a bunch of people, like I mentioned, that have finished FOs this time around. So, congratulations to D-Door4, Elsa and M, I Now Hour, Jodadiah, Knit Central, Knitter Chow, Elle McCall, Most Crochet, Nicole S., Original Sin, Cher 2014, V Shaw 7, and VT Kimmy Kim. Congratulations everyone for participating. Oh my gosh. There were so many. You guys overwhelmed me this month. Oh my goodness. Let's move on to honorable mentions. Okay, so there's a new contest that I started at the end of January. If you hadn't noticed, I've been pretty much loving and hitting love on every project because, quite frankly, I cannot get enough of the awesomeness that you've been working on and that you've been working hard on finishing this year so far. It's pretty much just who I am. I really love to share the love and to celebrate everyone's accomplishments. If you do agree with me and would like to go ahead and start doing so, that would be completely awesome. However, there will be an added twist for those that do go ahead and do this. At the end of the month each year, I've decided I will be awarding the most lovers with a pattern of their choice on Ravelry. Perhaps even the individual who got the most hearts on their project will get a little something extra as well. So, I will actually be announcing the winners of the honorable mentions for the month of May. The voting for the month of June has begun. Please be sure to visit the honorable mentions June thread on the Great Podcaster Craft Along Ravelry group. So please be sure to visit the honorable mentions June thread on the Great Podcaster Craft Along Ravelry group and just make sure that you mention that you cast your votes for FO entries 335 through 467 before July 31st at about 12 Eastern Standard Time. To be perfectly frank, though, over the past couple months, I have just closed the thread when I wake up, so go for it. Okay, so the reason that you guys are all here, you want to know who won some prizes this month, right? Before I started recording today, since it was so late in the day, I went ahead and I pulled for the prizes ahead of time. For the $10 or under pattern of the winner's choice, this is going to post number 183, the Zeneca. For the Java Pearl Designs pattern, this is going to post number 269, who is Jodadiah. Congratulations, Zeneca and Jodadiah. Please go ahead and PM me directly on Ravelry. Again, I am Silverluna2112, and let me know which pattern you would like, and I will send that right over to you. The next prize I'm going to be giving away is one of Most Crochet's skein of handspun yarn. This is actually going to post number 170, Knitter Chow, so congratulations. Please go ahead and PM me directly with your physical address, and I will send that over to Most to get that out to you as soon as we possibly can. Let's see. Oh, yes. I am also giving away a copy of my Proud to Be Me pattern. This is going to be for post number 137, who is Jodadiah. Congratulations. Just go ahead and PM me with that you've heard this, and I'll send that pattern right over for you. So, future silver breaking in real quick here. I realized as I was going into post editing and all that I had never announced our new prize winners. So let's do that now. And in the spirit of highlighting as many designers as we possibly can for getting up past 350 FO posts, was giving away a pattern from Hope Vickman's Designers Pattern Store. This is going to post number 447, who was D-Door4. because we reached over 400 posts, I am giving away a copy of a pattern from Saliba Tally, who is the Drunk Knitter podcast from her pattern store. This is going to post number 221, who is Nicole S. And because we got over 450 FO posts, I will also be giving away a pattern from Marianne Yatkin. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce it, but I'll put it down below, from her pattern store. And this is going to post number 230, who is Original Sin. So congratulations, you guys, for winning those. Please just go ahead and take a look at each of their Ravelry libraries and let me know which pattern you would like. And I will go ahead and I will send that right over to you. So congratulations again. And just go ahead, like I said, PM me directly, Silverluna2112. Okay, and the last little bit of prize that I'm going to go ahead and do is the honorable mentions winners from last month. Okay, I've already put up a post in the Ravelry group, but I just wanted to announce the winners here on the podcast as well. So the winners of these, please go ahead and PM me directly on Ravelry, Silverluna2112, with your choice of $10 under pattern. I'll send that right over for you. So the post that got the most love had 11 votes for their cute as a button stuffies. I think unanimously everyone that voted for the stuffies. This was post number 258, who is Elsa and M. Oh, congratulations. Okay, and amongst the voters from last month, who won? You want to know? VT Kimmy Kim. So go ahead, ladies, and go ahead and message me directly with which $10 under pattern you would like on Ravelry, and I will send that right over. Okay, we have come to the end of the road. I am pretty social. You can find me on our Ravelry board, which is Silver's Dreamland Podcast. I am Silverluna2112 there on Ravelry. On Facebook, Silver's Dreamland can be found at www.facebook.com/Silver's Dreamland. On Instagram, I am Silver's Treats. On Twitter, I am at Silver's Knitting. Just note, I do tend to read through all messages as soon as I possibly can. In the case of Instagram, I do not have access to the direct message system, so I have not seen anyone's messages in that respect. Basically, if you sent me a message and you have not heard from me directly, please just go ahead and send me an email at silverstreamland@gmail.com, and I will definitely get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I am so sorry. I have not been able to get my phone to pull in the direct messages in like 5 months. Sorry. Anyway, as always, everything that I talk about can be found in the show notes directly at www.silverstreamlandpodcast.com. I do tend to put a Cliff Notes version of the notes directly below here on YouTube as well. Okay, I've rambled for long enough. I know your time is valuable, so please feel free to go ahead and join in any discussion or start your own on the Silver's Dreamland Ravelry board. I don't bite, I promise. So please stay tuned for episode 76 on the 8th. Until next time, happy crafting! Okay, I bet you do want to know where the title for episode 75 came from. The title says, haven't you been listening? The Nintendos can go through everything. Basically, this came from Stargate SG-1. I've been watching a lot, obviously. There's a point in one of the episodes where the character, General O'Neill, played by Richard Dean Anderson, says that it pertains to a conversation that he and Carter and the whole team of SG-1 have been talking about neutrinos. It's kind of funny. I'll see maybe if I can put some of the audio here. I might not be able to, but cross my fingers. Yes, this is Future Silver here. I realized as I was listening to everything back, I don't think I was as clear as I possibly could. I was definitely as clear as mud, as they say. Um, like I said, I'm just saddened by all the attacks people are having on each other and the cancel culture and everything else that's going on around this whole thing. Um, I stand with Ravelry. I'm going to put that out there. I stand with Ravelry. Basically for the stance that they're trying to take, which is against racism, against like any hate speech. If you have not been paying very close attention to what's been going on, this whole thing started because there was a designer. I don't know the designer's name, and I won't give that information out even if I had that, but there was a designer that put something up on Ravelry that had a lot of Trump rhetoric, basically enough that it seemed like you had one of those moments where it was like, dude, you're in a cult, call your father, to use a my favorite murderism. But basically, when there was somebody that went ahead and reported the issues to Ravelry, what happens is that Ravelry will also send the designer a copy of stuff that gets reported as well. This designer took it upon themselves to go ahead and start doxing this person that reported the pattern and got all of their followers to do the same. That's actually the reason why this was prompted. There are moments where I am completely disgusted with Ravelry for pulling out one political side and not the other. What has happened is that since they have made this as clear as mud in their policy itself, I firmly believe that they helped create this whole cancel culture and more issues, which, to be quite frankly, is not what we want right now. We want to be more together, and I don't know. It just, I feel like the way that they worded the policy has made it very easy for a lot of people who cannot take the political out of their knitting, to use this as a platform to leave Ravelry and leave the community. This is not the case. What this was, it's like I said, I'm still having a problem even 2 weeks later explaining how I feel about things. But I wanted to go ahead and just add a little bit more of my thought process and my rant and my raving at the very end of this episode. So if you feel like going ahead and just listening, I do appreciate it. Like I said, like I mentioned before, I honestly, I don't know. I do feel for the Ravelry people who were in charge of making this decision. It couldn't have been easy. Okay. I hope I have some semblance of a response in here, but yeah. So based on how I'm feeling with regards to what Ravelry brought on themselves, to this end, I will not leave the platform, because of what they were trying to do. What they were trying to do was good. What they did do, however, was another story. MDI does not understand my passion when it comes to this. I really don't know. There, I said it. I'm standing with Ravelry for what they tried to do. However, I cannot completely support the fact that they are ignoring a lot of other issues that are already happening on the platform, and they need to address those as well. There, I said it.